Hey guys, thanks for joining. Before I begin, I just wanted to say something really short. I have been streaming Grimdawn for a really long time and I just recently stopped doing it, and I just wanted to thank for everyone that just tuned in, because it has been a blast, just not only for me but also for my channel on Twitch. It's been just amazing. There's a lot of people that I know from the community now, and they're coming and going every now and then and saying, yo Malagant, what's up? And I extremely enjoy it. Thank you. What's up back? Alright, so into the leveling we go. In my opinion, the most efficient way to level up faster is to figure out what your spec, what is the best spell that you can use while leveling up to like level 50, level 55, something like that. I usually just kind of like theorycraft two things for my build. One of them is like the end game, which is going to be the character that I would like to have at the end, and the other one is for leveling. What I mean by that is that if you want like a summoner, or if you want like a Pinetti missile, if you want Blade Arc, Blade Master, I don't know, what have you, that is your end game. But what is your leveling spec? Try to decide that. What I mean by that is that, let's see, if you're gonna go summoner, let's say, and if you have shaman on your class as a job, why don't you level up with Primal Strike, for instance? I know this is gonna sound really weird, but till level 55, Primal Strike is going to carry you really hard. Or if you have Demo in your class, why don't you level up with your Fire Strike? Now, that is the first point. The second point is, this is extremely important. People are giving their points, allocating the points, kind of like in the wrong order. What I mean by that is that if you want to have Fire Strike in your build, the best way to level up is not going to be maxing Fire Strike out, it will actually be maxing out Explosive Strike. Because the most important thing is AoE when it comes to leveling up. There's massive amounts of mobs and you're gaining XP out of them, and the faster you kill them, the faster you progress. And it adds up. It adds up quite a lot, in fact. So, in my opinion, the best levelers, at least for the way that I play and figure it out, is Demo, Arcanist, and Shaman. And respectively, I'm using Trozen Skyshine. So many people are using Flash Freeze, but I don't favor it so much, just because like you're ending up spending that much more time on bosses because they're immune to be frozen. So instead I usually go for Trozen Skyshine on Arcanist. On Shaman I definitely go for Primal Strike. On the Demo I go for Fire Strike. Back to the point of the AoE, I usually max out Explosive Strike first. So what I do is I just spend 1 point into this and I try to rush for this, and then I max it out. From that moment, whatever you do, you will still be fast enough, don't worry. But most of the time you would rather go for auras and stuff. But we can talk about this on a theorycraft video instead. On Arcanist, I max out just Trozen, and I also max out its just adjacent ones. On the Shaman, I max out, well, we don't have points right now, but I max out Torrent first, and then Storm Surge, and then I turn back to max out Primal Strike. And that is how you level up really fast on Shaman as well. Remember that even if you want to be ranged, Primal Strike works with two-handed rifles as well. Well, rifle is a two-handed. Okay, so if I had to speak about the other classes as well, if you don't have any of these combinations in your classes, so I can tell that, like, as long as you follow the rule that you want AoE first and then single target second, you should be fine. So let's say you have Soldier, then try to rush for like Blade Arc maxed out. Or you have like Nightblade, try to focus on the procs that are going to be giving you quite a lot of AoE. Now the second part is going to be figuring out what else are we spending quite a lot of time while we are trying to level up. The second part is that we're spending quite a lot of time checking items that are dropping, which one to pick up, which one to not. We were spending quite a lot of time trying to optimize our character, right? Also with those items, which one do we use, which one is the upgrade? How do we get more upgrades during like level 20, level 30? I'm missing some fire resistance, let's try to fix that. You know what I'm saying? So let's call all this optimization. And how do we lessen the time that we optimize our character with? Because like definitely around level 20, the items that we find and we spend time and then wear them is going to be extremely relevant come level 50, right? So we are trying to rush for level 50, 55 so that we can have a lot of points and we can put those points into good use for the theory crafted build that we're excited of. So how we do this is basically, the key is devotions. Now the path that I found, the shortest path is this. Lion, Crane, and then taking 4 points into Tip the Scales. The Scales of Ultima place. Yeah. So this requires only 12 points. Remember that you need to start with the crossroads, but after completing the line, you can also take that point back. This is one of the other tips that I can give about constellations also. Some of them are extremely valuable and they pay back. You know what I mean? So even though this one requires one of the order, I believe, yeah, as long as you complete it, after completing it, you can take the point back, respec, and then put it somewhere else. You know, so in 12 points, you can get Lion, Crane, and then Tip the Scales, which this is going to give you immense amounts of HP, especially for a leveling character in the normal difficulty. Quite enough elemental resistances, and a little bit of damage as well, and you will also have a passive that is going to be healing you. It doesn't work for every single character, I believe. You will need to check that out. But this is definitely the same constellation build that I almost use on every single character that I have created, and it only takes 12 points. So how do you reach there first? You should also like figure out where are the every single constellation points in the map, you know. So there's 7 that are reachable in Act 1, 8th one you cannot reach yet, and then there's the 5 other on the Act 2. So in about like 1.5 hours, 2 hours, if your character is good enough, and if you're playing it fast, you're going to be having those. So your character is going to be ready to finish the normal difficulty. To finish the normal difficulty, I usually stay about like level 55 or something. We finish it about like level 41 usually, like the boss Logarian dies. And then I just sit, and as long as I have keys, I just sit in Bastion of Chaos, and I found that place because I figured out Bastion of Chaos has really good density. It keeps on scaling up. It's always ahead of you, if you know, in the level. So it's giving you really good experience as well, and it's rewarding too. It's giving you lots of items. Now the second part about optimization is the part that we are looting and we are selling the things. What I usually do while I'm leveling up is I just select the auto show magic items only, and I pick everything up. And you know what? I don't check anything at all almost. I pick everything, I sell everything. I pick everything, I sell everything. So it just comes and goes, and this is like almost automatic. You don't spend any time checking if they're good. You don't spend any time if figuring out if you would like to save something. Just fuck it. Sell it all. And use the items that are coming from the quests. Use the items. Remember that at level 35, you're going to be having really good items coming from reputation places. Use those. Check your blacksmith if you would like to craft something for your character as well. That comes handy too. All this combined, you won't need to optimize your character at all at any point. So you just run and you just kill monsters. Alright, on the last part I'll be talking about kind of a question people have been asking, like, are you doing everything, or is this particular quest worth doing? I mean, I'm kind of doing everything, yeah, and don't get me wrong, like this video was about like how to make it a little bit more efficient for you. I'm not really like saying, you know what man, just skip that shit, don't do that, yeah, but it's not worthwhile you looting. Please don't get me wrong, like it has nothing to do with that. In fact, I'm just trying to say, you know what, like if you're going for a fire strike build, man, just max out explosive strike first, because it's going to like give you like 2-3 more hours, and it does, like, trust me. So that is like the whole point of the video. Like if you enjoy exploring everything, you should. So basically in my playthroughs I did run pretty much everything, like especially on the normal difficulty without skipping to elite. I even like get to honored on certain reputation places so that like I can take the like last shrine and stuff, you know. Alright, to sum everything up, I mentioned 3 things. Those are having the right type of build, also the right order when you're building it up. For faster leveling, I mentioned optimizing the character, that you can save quite a lot of time by not only knowing which items to check, but also when to check. Also, I mentioned that the devotions, the right build for your character, you can definitely find other build as well that is giving, you know, a little bit of defense, a little bit of HP, and a little bit of offense at the same time. That is easy to reach. That is going to give you enough survival so that you don't need to check the items. That was the second point that I made. And the third point is that as long as you know what, man, as long as you enjoy exploring, as long as you enjoy like finishing every single quest, just do them. It's fine. Yo friends, that's what I got for you for leveling up faster in Grim Dawn. If you have anything to add, please feel free to do so in the comment section below, and I'll catch you next time.